Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Athletic Definition Mary Fitness Extravaganza. This is day 26 out of 31 Mary Fitness Ideas. And today I wanted to talk to you about a very underrated workout tool. You can also stretch with it. There's so many uses, and I don't think most people have ever seen it. It could be expensive, but I know you could also build it yourself, and there's many different places to buy. It just kind of depends on which one it is. But before I get into that, I've been doing the Christmas outfit of the day, and it is a little bit cold here today in Los Angeles. So today, let me lower this a little bit. I'm just rocking the jacket, and it's got all kinds of different Santas and gingerbread men, and then I'm wearing the beanie where he's always watching. And of course, I wanted to, you know, earn a present from Santa. I'm not quite ready to talk about if I got one or not, but Santa came to me and he told me that he wanted the elves to get in better shape so they could be more productive for 2022 and get all the toys ready sooner so it won't be so difficult. So he also wanted them to uh, be able to defend them elves at the same time. So I said I could teach them some boxing, and he thought that was a great idea. So I started teaching the elves how to box, and they really love it. They're super excited. They even want to get started before that official workout starts. So they asked me if they could start shadow boxing to warm themselves up, and I said, sure, knock yourselves out. And those are the Merry Fitness puns for today. I know it's a lot different without my sound effects, but I'm outside, so I don't have access to everything. But I know the people here truly appreciate it, so thank you. There it is. You can hear the cheering already. Well, all right, let me get to it. Let me put down this real quick. And so today, what I'm going to show you is called a slant board. This is a slant board. I don't think most people have seen it. And I'm going to show you how many different uses this has. Now, it's really hard to stretch out your calves. And before that, I actually, this is mine that I took a picture of. I have a couple of these. I used to recommend them to people because, I mean, there's really not too many uh, good. Hopefully, you can see a picture if you're watching the stream. They're called like foot rockers, and I know people who have personally torn their Achilles, and they said they've used these in therapy, and I've used them to try and stretch the calves. After completing 55 marathons, and playing basketball and doing jujitsu, your calves, your hips, and plus I was living the corporate life world, so sitting down all day, my legs were pretty bad, so really hard to stretch the soleus on your calf as well. And so this right here to me is a million times better than that foot rocker. That foot rocker could average maybe from I think $20 to $40, possibly even more. Most of them are made out of plastic. These lamp boards, you know, I gotta ask my buddy who built one how much he actually spent, like going to Home Depot and getting all the parts. But they could range from, I think I've seen them from 60 to over $200. Just depends on what you're trying to do. So hopefully you could see from here. And so one of the first things when you first get it is actually, let me lower it a little bit. Uh, Most people are just so tight that just standing on it is going to be enough. I've even had people tell me, "Hey, do I need to stretch or like?" Because it just your calves are so tight and you probably don't even realize it. But first thing, and you can use something to lean on, a stick. I don't need it at this point, but it's okay if you do in the beginning. Just standing on it, you can already feel the stretch. It's most people are going to be like, "Oh, this is," and just keep doing this, and little by little, uh, it'll start to loosen up. You know, uh, on what I did is while I'm watching something on YouTube or just in my room, I'll be standing on it in the beginning because I was so tight and I really want to see the progression of the goals that I'm trying to accomplish. So I would try and always use it. Then start trying to touch my toes. Before I couldn't even touch my toes, not even with or without a slant board. You know, and so I couldn't even do this. I'd be like about here. And it's like, how strong are you really if you can't touch your toes? So now I can touch my toes, go past it. I was getting close to palms. That's the goal. I'm trying to reach palms to the floor at the same time. And there's elephant walks, which are really good to help, especially if you sit down all day. Really, you might even, I mix it up. I mix up the elephant walks with this. But, once you start loosening up, then you can go to touch your toes. And then once you can touch your toes, you can go past the slant board and try and touch the ground, which there we go. I was able to do it. Then you can hold it. And then from there, you can try and touch this elbow to the opposite. And you touch a different stretch. Same thing, just stand on it differently. You'll feel a different type of stretch. I even like to use the side of the board. You feel a different stretch on like your feet as well, uh, for your ankles, for your Achilles, for everything. Now, some of these things that I'm going to show you, please do not try them if you have some sort of knee injuries already or haven't really done any prior workouts to this, because your tendons could flare up easily. Um, the first time I started doing these, I got a little too excited and I really felt it. So I even thought I hurt myself at one point, and I know a few coaches that have done that as well. But so these you can do, eventually you can do squats. And so your knees are going over toes. This is if you have no issues. If you do, you can get to this point. You know, that's one way to do it. And then once you can get past that progression, you can add some resistance by a kettlebell. And depending on male or female, how much weight you want to do, but you want to be able to go all the way down and come up. And I didn't just start off doing that. So as I said, it's okay. There's a lot of, you can also do the Poliquin step up on this, uh, and Patrick step, no, not the Patrick, the Peterson. And it's basically kind of like you make sure that your foot is planted on the slant board. And this is really good to strengthen your knees. But if you can't do this, I don't recommend starting off with this. There's other basics you can do. You can hold on to something, and you basically, as slowly as you can, and you right away feel it on the knee. You're working the knee. So that those are some other options, and it's endless because if you have a couple dumbbells or a couple kettlebells, uh, as you get stronger, this also can help you lengthen your back. So as you start going like this, and then you also, so as I said, I'm doing a lot of these things just to give you an idea. Uh, a lot of things on Instagram and on Twitter and everywhere else, and TikTok are very cool to see. And but you have to be careful. You don't want to hurt yourself. That's, to me, the most important thing is longevity. So whatever you see, try it for yourself little by little, and you don't want to get hurt doing it. Everything that I teach is, if you feel pain, uh, you need to stop. There's some other exercises we can do until you can strengthen that a little bit more, so you can do that exercise without pain. So I hope this helps people. It's called the Slantboard. I personally don't sell any. I'm working on trying to get some made and hopefully be able to sell some in the future. But right now, I'm just providing you with different things that you probably haven't heard of. The next one, because I'm doing a makeup show. I'm behind. I think today's the 28th, I believe. So I'm going to do another show today, and I'm going to show a couple workout equipment that people probably have never heard of. And I'll give you a preview real quick. I have showed this one before a little bit. It's called the monkey feet. So I'll be showing you more actually, and showing you a couple workouts that you can do with it. And yeah, to me, this is a great tool. And then I will be doing one more, and I will be talking about your tibs, your tibialis, which is a pretty much any sport you do, any sort of athletic or longevity. You want to be able to work your tibs, and you can do it without equipment, and you can do it with this other equipment right here. It's called the tib bar, which most people have not seen it. And if you go into any gym, you won't see it. These are uncommon tools that are effective, and you can bet you that pro athletes are using it. So it's time that the average population can start using it as well. And yeah, so if you tune in later on today, I'll be putting the time I do the next show, and I'll decide which one I do. So Thank you, everybody, for joining in the stream on Twitch, uh, well, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And then everyone broadcasting as well. Thank you for being in the audience, Stephanie, and WadeBot as well, always with my intro music. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Mary Fitness Extravaganza. My name is Coach Ray Z, and this has been episode 26 of 31, and I'll be back later. Thank you for joining me.